The courtroom buzzed with restless laughter. A teenage boy in scuffed sneakers stood at the defense table, his clothes too big, his expression too calm for someone about to face a powerful judge. Judge Harmon leaned back in his chair, tapping his gavel lazily, his smirk dripping with arrogance. "Do you even know where you are, son?" he asked. The gallery erupted. The bailiff chuckled. Even the prosecutor grinned. To them, Marcus Taylor was just another poor kid who thought he could outsmart the system. But in less than an hour, this courtroom would fall silent, because Marcus carried a secret, one that would turn the entire trial upside down. Marcus Taylor was only 17, born in the tough side of Eastbrook. He grew up in a neighborhood where opportunity was scarce, but judgment was plenty. His mother, Angela, worked double shifts as a nurse's aide. His father? Nobody ever spoke of him. Marcus grew up hearing whispers that he was the kid without a name, the boy people dismissed before they even knew him. But Marcus wasn't reckless. He wasn't a thief. He was, above all, resilient. He studied hard, stayed out of gangs, and kept his head down. Until one night in June, when everything changed. The Jefferson estate sat on the wealthy edge of town. 3 acres of manicured lawns, security cameras perched on stone gates, and a reputation for belonging to one of the richest families in the city. Charles Jefferson, a real estate magnate, was admired in public and feared in private. He was the type of man who held power with a handshake and secrets with silence. When Charles died suddenly of a heart attack, rumors rippled through the community. Who would inherit the fortune? What hidden truths would come to light? Marcus didn't care about any of that until police stormed into his life. It was a warm summer evening when Marcus decided to walk past the Jefferson estate. Neighbors later said they saw him near the gates. Others claimed they saw him step inside. By midnight, flashing red and blue lights painted the mansion's walls. Marcus was handcuffed, shoved into the back of a patrol car, accused of breaking into the estate and attempting theft. The evidence looked damning. Fingerprints on the gate, shoe prints in the hallway. A teenager from the poor side of town caught inside a millionaire's mansion. To the police, it was simple. Another delinquent trying to steal what didn't belong to him. To Marcus, it was something else entirely. Because that mansion wasn't just any house. It was his father's house. Detectives built the case quickly. The prosecutor, Richard Hale, prepared his files with the smug certainty of a man convinced he had an open and shut trial. "Your Honor, the state will prove Marcus Taylor unlawfully entered the Jefferson estate with intent to steal." Hale boomed on the first day of trial. His prints were found on the door. His shoe prints matched tracks inside the hallway. The case is airtight. The jury nodded. The judge smirked. Marcus looked like a boy drowning in a sea of adults. But Marcus wasn't drowning. He was waiting. Judge Harmon leaned forward. "Son, I suggest you let your public defender do the talking. This isn't a playground." Again, laughter rolled through the gallery. Marcus's lawyer, a nervous woman with too many cases on her plate, shifted uncomfortably, but Marcus touched her arm. "It's okay. I'll speak." The courtroom fell quiet. "You'll what?" The judge scoffed. "I'll represent myself," Marcus said firmly. The gallery gasped. The prosecutor chuckled. "Be my guest." Hale smirked. Marcus stood, his voice steady. "You accuse me of breaking into the Jefferson estate. You say I don't belong there. But the truth is, I belong there more than anyone." The prosecutor laughed. "And why is that, son?" Marcus reached into his folder and pulled out a document. "This is my birth certificate. It lists Charles Jefferson as my father." The room froze. The judge blinked, his smirk fading. The gallery erupted into shocked whispers. "That's impossible." Hale snapped. "This is a stunt." Marcus laid out photographs next. Images of him as a toddler, sitting on Charles Jefferson's lap. Birthday card signed, "Love, Dad." A notarized letter from Jefferson's longtime attorney, confirming Marcus as his biological son. "Charles Jefferson may have kept me out of the spotlight," Marcus said, "but he never denied who I was. And the state you claim I broke into is my home." The gallery was no longer laughing. Jurors exchanged uneasy glances. Judge Harmon adjusted his glasses, leaning forward now, his arrogance slipping. Hale scrambled. even if you are his son. It doesn't change the fact that you were caught trespassing. No, Marcus interrupted. His voice cut like steel. I wasn't trespassing. I was visiting my father's house. The same house where I grew up spending weekends. The same house where my fingerprints should be. The same house where my name belongs on the will. Gasps filled the room again. The word will landed like a thunderclap. Marcus stepped closer to the jury. You think I'm a poor kid from the wrong side of town, who got lost where I didn't belong. But the truth is, I was arrested not for breaking in, but for daring to exist. For daring to be the son they wanted to erase. He held up one final piece of paper, the most powerful of them all, a DNA test, proving beyond doubt that he was Charles Jefferson's child. The silence in the courtroom was deafening. The judge, who once mocked him, sat frozen. The prosecutor shuffled his papers. Speechless, Marcus finished softly. I didn't steal anything that night, because you can't steal what's already yours. Judge Harmon's gavel slammed down. Case dismissed, he said, his voice heavy, his eyes avoiding Marcus's. The gallery exploded into chaos. Reporters scribbled furiously. Cameras flashed. Outside the courthouse, microphones swarmed Marcus. How does it feel to outsmart the prosecutor? What are your plans now that the truth is out? Marcus pulled up his hood, brushing past him. This was never about outsmarting anyone, he said quietly. This was about proving I belonged. The Jefferson family estate erupted in scandal. Relatives who once pretended Marcus didn't exist now scrambled to protect their fortunes. The media spun headlines. Secret heir emerges in Jefferson State. But Marcus wanted none of it. All he wanted was to be seen for who he truly was. Here's the lesson we should learn. People are too quick to judge by appearances. A poor kid in worn sneakers, standing in a courtroom, is easy to dismiss. But truth doesn't care about appearances. Marcus's story isn't just about a boy proving who his father was. It's about how easily society mocks the powerless while protecting the powerful. And it's about the moment when silence turns into strength and laughter turns into shock. Because next time, it might not be Marcus. It might be someone you know. So if this story made you think, share it. Subscribe for more stories that matter. And let's keep the conversation going.